Hello there, Server 17 once again. This is my Ninja Gaiden 3 Ultimate Ninja video walkthrough. This is the final part to day 1, and this is a pretty tough fight. So this is tough because there's a lot of rocket launcher guys, and there's once you do this big wave of enemies, which there's quite a lot of them, there's beret guys, there's shield guys, there's baton guys, and then they throw a bunch of alchemists at you when you're down. And the alchemists aren't that bad because they're one of those enemies that, if you can get lucky with them, they can be really passive and stupid. But if you get unlucky, they're just tippy-tappy bullshit all the time, always touching you, always just annoying. And every time I tried to skip this fight, I got shot, so I just assumed that you couldn't do it. So anybody wondering about doing the kunai climb, I wouldn't bother. This is the Steel on Bone, by the way, and this is me just tapping X, and look, watch what it does. Just watch this. It's unbelievable that this is in the game. This is insta-killing enemies, guys. I've not even beaten these people up. Insta-kills. Everyone. Insta-kill. Insta-kill. Look at it! And anybody wondering how you get karma, or do a karma run on this game, it's doing that. Everything you do has to essentially be Steel on Bone. The more Steel on Bones, the more points. And it's a pretty good scoring system because I do enjoy the Steel on Bone. It's easy. But I don't know, it's like I put up a video showing people how useful it was, and a lot of people just didn't understand how it should be in the game, and I can completely understand that, but that makes me think that those people never played this game on Ultimate Ninja. Oh, there was the jump, did you see it? There was the projectile as well. What a dick. But I nearly didn't play it on Ultimate Ninja because when the game first came out, Team Ninja or whoever releases the DLC, they made the Ultimate Ninja difficulty free for a certain amount of time. And I know I downloaded it because I did it. I remember doing it. I downloaded the pack for the weapons, and I downloaded the difficulty pack. But apparently, I didn't get Ultimate Ninja. So when I beat Master Ninja, I really wanted to try Ultimate Ninja because I'm one of those people where when I start playing a game playing a game or doing a game, when somebody tells me that it's hard, I want to beat it. That's just how I am. When somebody says, oh, this is really, really difficult, I want to try it out to just see how hard it is. And if I get into the game, or if I get into that mindset of I'm going to beat this game, then I do. That's just how I work. And I was kind of in that mindset on this, because I wasn't necessarily having the time of my life, because it's not a game I particularly enjoy, but it's also a game that I'd not beat. And I never thought I would beat it. So I ended up buying Ultimate Ninja for, I think, about 600 Microsoft points. Something really bad. It was so expensive for what it was. And at that point, I pretty much said to myself, I'm going to record the run because I've just bought it. So, you know, I've paid money for this. I might as well get something out of it and make some videos on it. And that's why the guide exists. And when I say that it nearly didn't, I did not, as of a couple months back, I'm trying to think when, like maybe the month before I started playing this game again. I'd not touched it since it came out. I'd not touched it for a year and a half. And I was on, where was I? I'm trying to think. I was on day 4. So I was barely halfway through the game. That's how far I'd got in that time, in like a year and a half. Because I couldn't play the game. I just couldn't do it. I would literally play it for 5 minutes, even less sometimes, and turn it off. Because it made me so sad and insulted me so much. And then I put it on the other day when I was at Lummy's house, when we were doing one of the Xbox parties that we have, where we all sit in a room with always TVs and his Xboxes, and we play multiplayer and stuff and co-op. And I put it on then, and I don't know if it's because I was sleep deprived or what, but I was playing it, and it just kind of flowed. It was brainless. I didn't focus on it being stupid, on how much I disliked it. I just kind of played it. See what I mean? That's me trying to get out of this fight. It doesn't work. So when I came back, I decided to start playing it, and I don't know what had changed. I don't know why I could put up with it, but I suddenly could. I don't know if I'd played a worse game. I don't know if I was just in the mood to play something different, and this was competent enough to you know, slake my thirst. I don't know what it was, but I suddenly found myself able to play the game. I still got mad, and I got mad at silly things that should have been fixed, but I was able to do so, and I pretty much, in space of the next 2 to 3 days, I beat Master Ninja, I beat Ultimate Ninja. I started doing the trials, because on the Xbox, or on the original version, sorry, when you beat Ultimate Ninja, you don't get an achievement, you've got to beat the trials for it as well, and the Ultimate Ninja trials are apparently the hardest part of the game. And I don't have anybody to do them with, so that sucks. And there's no fucking way I can do them on my own, because as you can tell, I'm not the most skillful player of this game. I just know all the cheesy moves, and they were the ones I'm doing. Now this room here, the best thing to do, I found, was you can do the 360Y into Izuna drop that I just did, or you can try and get a steel on bone, because the invisible guys are assholes, absolute assholes, because they're cheesy, they're cheap, and they slow the game down with all their infinite explosives. But getting a steel on bone against these enemies can be a bit of a nuisance. The best way to do it is probably the 4 X's and then the Y, just to start the thing like that. This arena too, I hate it when they make you fight a load of guys in a tiny place. It really bugs me. It's just super unnecessary. I'm gonna get grabbed here. I can almost see it. Couple of spins. He's in trouble. I don't know if he's... Oh no, he needs to be obliterated. Like, just bombs going off, people shooting me. Oh, there we go. Can he... Oh no, that were a... Oh, it was a steel on bone. There we go. You see? Look how dangerous the steel on bone is. This scythe just finds you. It does. You can't hide from this giant scythe. It's ridiculously good. Oh, the strategy for these guys, throw a single shuriken to stun them. If they block it, this won't work, and they do block it. But single shuriken, wind path, flying swallow. For some reason I'm doing 360Ys. It's not as good. It's really not as good. There you go. And you can do it with a scythe. You can do it with every weapon. I just prefer the dragon sword usually because it's the one I'm most comfortable with. That... Oh, you see what I'm doing? I'm using the shuriken to make him visible so I can beat him up. So I've not quite learnt yet that the flying swallow is the best way of dealing with them. Except for steel on bone, because steel on bone is horrifically useful. And there's your save point. Always make sure you hit the save points. They can be quite hard to see sometimes. And here is the Mask of the Regent boss fight. It was essentially the 360Y into... like Blade of Nariti as opposed to Izuna drop, and repeat that. That's all you do. You just keep doing on-landy 360Ys until you launch him, and then you do a combo. You can't Izuna drop him, which is a shame because this would be over really quick if you could. And just whatever the hell's going on there. I think if I'd have actually done those commands correctly as opposed to not, I would have ended the first phase of this fight, but... You know when it comes on the screen like that, sometimes you look at it and your brain just goes, what the fuck does it want me to do? But you kick him outside, you get a checkpoint, and then it's just 360 on landing Y, repeat. Because this guy's not very fun to fight. There are some hilarious videos online. People juggling him with shurikens, which I do think is funny, but I'm not going to do shurikens against a guy I can just cheese with the scythe, because the scythe does... about 1,000,000 times the damage of a shuriken. But it's nice that people have discovered that stuff. And the timing on the 360Y landing, it's easy, but it's easy to fuck up too. And it's one of those things where when you first try it, you're going to be shit at it. If you've played Ninja Gaiden 2, you're probably going to be really good at it, because the 360 on landing Luna was so good. But there's the end of the boss fight anyhow. He's not very, very tough. Especially with... He's probably tough as hell if you don't use that technique, but I'm going to use that technique on every boss because it works, it's cheesy, and, you know, you just don't have to bother with them. And fighting them on Razor's Edge is a lot more difficult because the boss bar just doesn't correlate at all. You hit them 1,000,000 times and you do no damage. It's so fucking dumb. But thanks for watching, and you take care now.